Sitting at the southern part of the Pacific Ocean is New Zealand, which official history tells us it was the last sizable country to be inhabited by humans around 1350 AD. Covered in large tracts of forest, this country still keeps on revealing its secrets. In the middle of the North Island, just southeast of Lake Taupo, was discovered a pile of large rocks beside an old forestry road. They looked pretty regular, and in 1996, archaeologists, experts and historians were interviewed by the media on location.
It's pre-Māori and it's even pre-Waitaha. See, the people who were here before the Māori people as we know them today, the people of Waitaha, the nation of Waitaha. And I brought the elders here. We came at 4 o'clock in the morning and they came from different parts of the North Island.
The Waitaha elders?
Yes. They came here in the early morning and they came to this wall and they said, we know these people, but they are way before us.
Lots of prodding and pointing and pontificating about the evenness of these blocks, with government-employed experts saying they are a natural formation and the others saying they are man-made.
This old rock is the probably 300,000-year-old ignimbrite, and the pattern of fissures in it is, some of them would have occurred virtually when it was laid down, others have occurred since.
Now you're pretty sure about this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I think it's the nature of the ignimbrite rock.
This statement is incorrect. A sample of the stone was tested at an Auckland laboratory, analysis of which confirmed the stone is rhyolite and does not naturally occur on the eastern side of Lake Taupo. Further research, however, found the nearest natural occurrence of rhyolite being 16 kilometres away from the stone structure. It would appear that the stones were cut and carried to the present site in the Kaimanawa forest.
I don't think it's got any association with humans at all, the site. There's a possibility some blocks of rock that have come off the front of the face have been removed. That's why it's now so vertical, but there's just as good a chance that they're under the ground in front.
To find such even right-angle cracking throughout this wall, it seems too much of a... It doesn't seem like it can be natural.
20 odd years have passed and the expanding tree roots have helped by revealing a bit more. We will briefly touch on the so-called regularity of the blocks debate, but focus more on a couple of other aspects since discovered.
Right, well, firstly we're in the Kaimanawa forest. We're about 26 k's airline from Taupo Township, and we're standing in front of a line of what I call line of blocks, which the discussion is, are they natural or were they put here by human or some kind of interference. And when you start looking at the shape of it, you start thinking to yourself, well, there's got to be a very clever nature at work here, or else this has been worked on. Now this, of course, this crack here is, you know, from an earthquake or something like that, or the tree above putting its roots down, but these tell the story as far as I'm concerned. And we come through to here, and we've luckily got a tree root that's pushing right down here and has dislodged this corner. So this block here, having moved out, has exposed square edges, and with this little spatula you can feel the square edges there, you can feel the square edges there and the square edges there, and if we want to be really clever we can go to the back where there's another layer of blocks there, and that's all square too. I can't indicate it to you, but we'll see it from the other side. So that tells a big story, and that will gradually fall away, and the story will be expanded, I'm sure. So when we were pulling away the greenery, we noticed a consistent bevel which seemed to run consistently through it. So we made a little bevel square, put that on there, and just to get a rough idea, it's a bit cheek, but we'll go down now about another 10-15 metres and show you another piece of wall, and we'll take the bevel with us. Yes. So now we're 30 paces up from the wall towards the east. That's our bevel square that we took off the other wall, and this is a piece we found here, and I venture to say it's the same. So in finding the bevel, we then found we were standing on a piece of rock face which was so smooth we couldn't believe our eyes. It's just like it was poured concrete. And I think that speaks for itself. Square-edged, everything.
Suddenly, we realised that the lower block had a neatly cut recess, enabling it to slide in under the block above, hence locking in both blocks. The catastrophic eruption and earthquake of 186 AD could have shifted this lower block. Popping up from a fairly flat terrain is this evenly sloped steep mound. We could feel with our prods all the way up this mound, going through the soft ash, then the scraping through a layer of pumice, at times hitting a tree root, then finally always hitting solid rock.
Right, we were probing through an area here. It's obviously going down through the pumice a certain distance, and bang, it hits a perfectly level area where it sends a vibration back up through the rod. It makes a kind of a humming sound as we hit something very solid.
And what does the sound of wood, what does wood sound like?
See, it's like a thud thud, but it doesn't have the ding. See, and I'm not very deep. See, look at that. See, that's hitting root. If I just go here, hear the difference?
Yep. So, in conclusion, other than the debate on how even the edges are of these stone blocks, there are of course the beveled edges, and with the neatly cut recessed in one of the blocks that we saw, it certainly makes one think. We are 99% sure that this is a man-made structure. It was devastated by the Taupo eruption in 186 AD, and even then, it could have been ancient then. With the evenness and depth of hitting stone all the way up this mound, now I'm going to stick my neck out a bit here, but could this be a pyramid, a flat top pyramid, in the middle of the North Island? In Europe or the British Isles, there would be great excitement and public announcement over the hint of a discovery of something like this. But not in New Zealand. Think what a great tourist attraction this could be. The buck must stop with our government in the spirit of openness and transparency to have a closer look at this thing. If you know of anyone in authority who can help us solve this mystery, get them to contact us.